What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about things that are completely normal in the UK, but just plain weird everywhere else. And honestly, weird in the best way possible. I actually think that's one of the best things about this crazy world we all live in, is all the countries and cultures having their own unique things that they do that might appear strange in other parts of the world, but also beautiful in a way, you know? Take the United States, for example. We have a sacred tradition of slathering everything in ranch. It's beautiful. And I wonder if there's any equivalent to that in the UK. Well, I don't have to wonder any longer, because today we are going to find out by this Reddit discussion, which says, what is normal in the UK, but weird for the rest of the world? Normal in the UK, but just weird to all of us else, other places in the world, like me in the United States. Let's take a look. Taking your empty glasses back to the bar. My mate in France was gobsmacked at my behavior. I love this. I love these words, by the way. My mate was gobsmacked. Wonderful vocabulary here. But taking your empty glass back to the bar, that is that would be very strange behavior in the United States. Honestly, maybe the strangest part about it is Americans would not be this respectful. We wouldn't be this considerate to actually take our glasses back to the bar. I think this is like what's kind of expected as normal behavior in a British pub, right? Honestly, I think that kind of says something about British culture in general, that people are just a bit more respectful than your average American. I think that'd be fair to say, because in America, I mean, it's part of our culture that you just leave your trash at the table most of the time. You leave your plates, you leave your empty drinks, and you expect someone to come by and clean it up. But it's just kind of a nice thing to hear about, that it's a little different in Britain, at least when you with your drink, your glass at a pub, I suppose. I got scolded in France for doing the same. Their reasoning was that I was taking jobs away from people. I thought I was being polite. That's kind of funny. It works the other way around. When British people are in other countries and try to be polite and return their glass to the bar, if you're in another country, they might actually think it's rude, or be like, what do you, no, that's not necessary. We have somebody hired to do that. But honestly, I feel like it's just a nice thing. I don't think there's any real harm in it. You can still hire someone to clean like the floor at the end of the night, or wash the glasses. Bringing your empty glass back to the bar is just kind of like this nice British. I like it. I actually like it. Next, we have our weird usage of metric and imperial units that seems largely random. Oh, wow. I really did think the UK was metric. I kind of assume that the United States is we're the only barbarians here stuck back in the 17th century measuring stuff in yards, whatever a yard is, and feet. But apparently, so the UK is not totally metric. There's some things that are imperial units, like, I mean, the UK uses kilometers, right? Not miles. The UK, does it use Celsius? Or Fahrenheit? This has me questioning everything. Can I look this up, actually? UK metric or imperial? Okay, does this bring anything up? Yes. What does Google have to tell me? Teach me, Google. What's the truth here? This is throwing me for a loop. The United Kingdom uses both metric and imperial systems. What? The metric system is used in business and technology, while the imperial system is used by the public? What does that mean? The imperial system is used by the public. I want an example, to be honest, or maybe like a nice guide. Is there like a guide to the UK, like what measurements to use and when, what system of measurement to use. For example, road signs. Road signs must be imperial units, but distances are marked in miles or yards? What? Imperial units are also used for journey distances, vehicle speeds, sizes of milk containers, beer glasses, cider glasses. The UK officially adopted the metric system between 1995 and 1999. That's what this is. That's what this is. I understand now. Wow, was it that recent that the UK adopted the metric system? 1995? That's not that long ago at all. Oh my gosh. So before then, before 1995, the UK used imperial units, maybe? I don't know if I'm going to get a pure answer to this, but the switch over to the metric system, the adoption of the metric system, happened in 1995. So the UK has only had 20, 30 years to kind of make the change. Is that why it's kind of a combination of both at this point? That would make the most sense to me. British law requires that metric units be used for most things, but there are exceptions. Brits can still drink beer in pints. Pints. Yeah, pints is imperial, huh? It's not like measuring glasses of beer in like milliliters or something. I'll have 1,000 milliliters of your finest ale. Wouldn't that be more fun to say? I'll have 1,000,000 nanoliters of beer tonight. Be like, oh, whoa, how edgy, man. That's at least 1 liter. I'm actually not sure what that calculates to. Okay, interesting. Canadians use a mixture of imperial and metric units, but they do it unacceptably wrong. Okay, there's a right way to mix and match your imperial and metric units. Who even knows? Oh my gosh. That's a very random fact. This is kind of why I love these sort of discussions. It mentions these really niche, unique things about UK culture that I really feel like I wouldn't have learned anywhere else. Although that's a big one. The system of measurement. Okay, wow. Massive 3-pin plug that lies pin upwards at night, waiting for an unsuspecting person to step on it. This is just normal in the UK, huh? Having giant plugs that kind of like a Lego set you might stomp on in the middle of the night and let out a scream that is unique. It's a unique scream. A scream only heard when you step on Legos or you step on a British 3-pin plug, apparently. Okay, cause yeah, American plugs are kind of. Let me pull up a picture here. American plug. They're kind of designed so they lie on their edge like this. So you're never really going to be in a circumstance where the plug is facing upwards, just sitting on the ground. But is a UK plug not like that? No, let me see if I can find an image here. Could it end up facing upwards? Yeah, if it was like this. Oh, I think it could. If it's like this, if British plugs look like this, it can end up facing straight upwards. I never thought about that. The design of American plugs versus British plugs. We actually did something kind of right. Maybe our electricity isn't as efficient, or our plugs aren't as big, but at least we don't stab ourselves on our plugs walking around in the middle of the night, so that's a bonus. So British plugs literally can lie on the ground and face up and poke your foot. I never thought about that. That is perfect for this topic. Things that are normal in the UK, but weird in America, at least. I'm not sure exactly what countries use which plugs, but there you go. Wow. But the sockets are way safer than the other options. I have heard that British electrical sockets are very safe, and you have that like extra switch right on the outlet, right? That's kind of neat. Kind of a nice option. Means we can have higher voltage and charge our tech faster. Really? So it's essentially straight up Britain is trading the well-being of your feet being stabbed, trading that for faster phone charging. Possibly a trade I would take. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Wow. Okay. Things that are normal in the UK, but weird everywhere else, having a different accent from someone who was raised 5 miles away. This is something like growing up in Britain would maybe make more sense. It's a little difficult for me to imagine as an American, because in America, man, we have different accents, kind of depending on what state you're from, but sometimes entire regions of the United States, multiple states, can all sound very, very similar. Whereas I've heard, like in London, an accent can be different one street to the next. Or apparently, like this commenter is saying, 5 miles from you? Why is that? Why are there so many different accents in the UK? And is that just a London thing? Is that a city thing? Or is that all throughout the UK? People just having slightly different accents. I've learned about some of the accents in the UK. It's actually difficult for me as an American to hear the difference sometimes. I can tell the difference between an Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and English accent, but not the regional accents, like within all the different countries. So, yeah, interesting. That is definitely a unique thing to the UK, that the different accents being so close together. I grew up in the US. I could drive 6 hours and nothing changes. Yeah, exactly. Like some cities in the United States are known for an accent, like New York City, man, in Chicago. And I don't know, even Florida, like surfer dudes in America, and a California accent. And of course, a Southern accent, y'all, and a Texas accent. I can think of accents in America, but it's nothing like this. Like this guy's saying, in the UK, I drive 15 minutes and everyone is speaking a different dialect, and sandwiches have a different name. Sandwiches? A different name? Really? Wait, what is that? A different dialects. If he's being, like, accurate here, a different dialect is, like, literally different words for things within the same area. It's not just a different accent, but different dialect. And it affects the names of your sandwiches. I feel like I could never keep up with all this. Oh my gosh. When my great aunt was a teacher, she could identify the street somebody grew up on by their specific accent. That is unbelievable. Like, my knee-jerk reaction is to think this person is exaggerating, but I don't think they are. I've heard this before. You can identify the street someone grew up on by their accent. Do you not travel outside of your street growing up? Don't you get exposed to... Honestly, I'd think growing up in a situation like this, you'd hear so many different accents growing up. I don't know what accent you would end up with, but apparently it is the one of your street. Or, I'm sure it varies quite a bit depending on where you live in the UK in reality. Okay, what else do we have? Good-naturedly insulting your loved ones. Yeah, this is a good one. This is very British. Good-natured, being mean to the people you really care about. Being mean and teasing and insulting as a way of showing love. Some people do that in the United States. It can kind of rub people the wrong way here because it's not something that's very common. But it is like a kind of humor that I understand. Like, kind of, you're being so mean that it's comical. And honestly, it makes you come across as kind of genuine. Or, I don't know, like really close, that you can insult each other and not really get your feelings hurt. So, I understand this. Some people in America do this, but I get the feeling it's a bit more common. In the UK, good-natured insulting your loved ones. That's just how you show love in the UK. I hate you. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Nana. Oh my gosh, you fat bee, you ruined my life. What would this translate to? You wonderful person. You are the best thing in my life. Is that the translation? Or is this a reference to something? I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, that is something that seems more normal in the UK. That would be quite weird, like most other places in the world. That's a really good one. That's actually really good. Washing machine in the kitchen. Wow. Washing machine in the kitchen. Yeah, that's not how we do it in the United States, and goodness knows we know how to do everything the correct way. So we put our washing machines in the bathroom or in a dedicated room, and that's the right way. No, obviously not, but this is weird to me as an American. In the kitchen, I kind of get the sentiment that the kitchen is where you wash things. Like your plates, your utensils. It has a dishwasher and a sink where washing happens. So a washing machine in the kitchen shouldn't disturb me as much as it does, but I guess it's just because we also associate cooking food in the kitchen, cooking food, making stuff you're gonna eat. And I don't really want my dirty laundry to be near that whole situation. Does that make any sense? I feel like this is something you really would have to grow up in the UK as something you're really used to feel comfortable with this, even though, practically speaking, I know Brits probably don't accidentally drop their dirty socks into their bowl of pasta when they're making it, but just the idea that the washing machine and the dirty laundry is in the kitchen where you cook stuff, it's very, very foreign to me, let's say. That's a European thing, not UK specific. I've seen it in bathrooms or kitchens across Europe. So is the washing machine almost always in the kitchen in the UK? Because in the United States, let me be clear, it's never in the kitchen. That would be very bizarre, very strange. I've never seen that. But apparently it's somewhat common in other countries in Europe. That's interesting. Interesting. Or it can be both ways. Having crisps in a bread roll. Crisps translates to chips, potato chips, not French fries. Like, crisps in the UK is chips in America. So you put chips in your bread? Like a crisp sandwich? Am I understanding this correctly? The rest of the world is missing out big time. What? Especially with a few drops of salad cream to keep the crisps from falling out. What? What is salad cream? The rest of the world raises its eyebrows at the phrase salad cream. It's not really something that exists elsewhere. So we have, okay, this is a lot. It's too much. We have crisps in the bread. Don't understand that. And then we might put salad cream in that. And I don't know what salad cream is. Is this something I can Google? Crisps in bread? In bread? Crisp sandwich. Oh, this is coming up. This is actually working. This is actually something. No way. No way. No way this is a thing. No way. I don't know if I'm upset or I am happy. Let me make this picture a little bigger. What is this? What is this? What am I looking at? This is a crisp sandwich. It's literally what the commenter said. And then you might put cream in this. Salad cream. Whatever that. I can't believe this is a thing. Is this popular in the UK? Is this a joke? Is this a prank being pulled on me? I guess I shouldn't knock it. I've never tried it, so I shouldn't bash it. Crisp sandwich. That is the best exit. That's perfect. Perfect. Perfect to end this video. That is normal in the UK. That is extraordinarily weird to me, and I assume other places in the world, but that's the beauty of all this. I absolutely loved learning about these things that are normal in the UK and strange to me, maybe strange to other countries around the world, but that's the awesome thing, that every country has these unique, strange, cool things that are just normal in their country, and fun for other people to learn about. Maybe the reaction is like, oh, that's weird. I think it's weird and cool and entertaining, and I enjoyed this so much. Even the crisp sandwich. And yeah, this is great. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with your suggestion of something that is normal in the UK but you think is probably weird somewhere else. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and UK culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.